He reached for his AK-47, for real this time, and pointed it into the darkness. Someone opened the door, slowly and quietly. The red lights of laser targeting sights swept the room. A voice said in foreign-accented Pashto, "Lower your weapon." He did, but he kept his hand on it. He thought he knew what was happening, but here one could never be sure. 3 men entered with practiced speed. The first grabbed his AK, another pointed a rifle at him, the third approached and shined a light in his eyes. He winced and turned away, then blinked and turned back, looking straight into the light. The man behind it, apparently the team leader, twice compared the face he saw to a photo on a small tablet computer. "State your name," he whispered in English. The man on the floor swallowed. It had been a long time since he'd said his name, his real name. He took a breath, his tone and his identity strengthening as he formed each word. "Lieutenant Faraz Abdallah." "Code word and authentication, please, sir." "Sandblast, Whiskey Alpha 590 Sierra Sierra Romeo." The team leader nodded and put the tablet back into his pocket. "Master Sergeant Murphy, sir. We're here to take you home." A 20-something Arab man didn't stand out in the London Underground, especially not in this neighborhood. Mahmoud took a seat and played a game on his phone as he settled in for the long ride back to the safe house. He didn't much like electronic games, but playing helped him blend in with the crowd, and it kept his eyes down under the baseball cap. His backpack was lighter than it had been that morning. He had no more spare clothes, and he had 3 fewer mobile phones, having used each one once in far-flung parts of the city before dismantling and discarding them. Mahmoud had been remarkably calm for most of the journey, but every time he thought about what he had set in motion, his heart raced and beads of sweat formed at his temples. The infidels would truly know Allah's power, and with his help, they would see the futility of their war on his people. Less than 48 hours earlier, the enemy had scored what they saw as a great victory, a drone strike in Afghanistan. They had committed the cowardly murder of Ibn Jihad, leader of the newly unified global movement to end the occupation of the Holy Lands and establish Allah's law throughout the world. Through the acts launched by his phone calls, the holy fighters would begin their revenge. The infidels would realize that their victory was hollow, that no drone could crush the believers, that time and right and numbers were on their side. Mahmoud's stomach grumbled. He hadn't stopped to eat all day, hadn't spoken to anyone or purchased anything. He had scanned a different travel card for each train and bus ride. He had changed his shirt, jacket, and baseball cap in public restrooms several times and trashed the used ones. He was certain that no one knew who he was or what he had done. Hunger pangs were a small price to pay, especially compared to the price the brothers would be paying tomorrow. He still thought of them as brothers, maybe some sisters too. Tomorrow, they would be martyrs, like the great Ibn Jihad. May Allah grant him the highest place in paradise. In his blessed memory, tomorrow would be the greatest day ever for the jihad. Faraz walked to the team's Black Hawk helicopter under his own power, surrounded by the special ops guys. It was a strange sight. American troops with blackened faces, body armor, helmets, M4s, and night vision goggles, walking with an Afghan in sandals and traditional clothes. It looked like he was their prisoner, but he had called them in to rescue him. He had been undercover in Afghanistan for months, inside the Taliban, eventually close to its top leadership. He had participated in terrorist operations. He had almost been killed several times, and he had narrowly avoided the nightmare that haunted his sleep. Most importantly, Faraz had accomplished his mission, called in the drone strike, setting the terrorists back, he believed, by months, if not years. On the chopper, they had Faraz lie down on a gurney so a medical team could check him over. He protested when they lashed his chest and legs down, but they said it was for safety. He threw a look at the medic when he started the IV. The man said, "Hydration, sir." But those were the last words Faraz heard before he went under. The Black Hawk stayed low and banked hard, descending the Hindu Kush into Pakistan. Chapter 2. Bridget walked along the hospital corridor, her navy blue power suit covering her insecurity. She was about to take her boyfriend Will home to recuperate from having his left leg just about blown off in Afghanistan. As the